I swear, man, some of these AEW fans are just fucking morons, right? Didn't you notice when Edge gave that shot to CM Punk? People were saying, oh, it was a failed attempt on trying to be edgy, trying to be like Max and Punk, right? Did you notice when Edge said that line, nobody popped? That line got no reaction, right? Do you know why? Because nobody watches AEW. So in hindsight, Edge didn't bury CM Punk. Edge didn't bury AEW. That audience that he was talking in front of, they buried AEW. They didn't know what the fuck Edge was talking about. Once he said other people are saying a name in a different company, they didn't know what the fuck Edge was talking about. Nobody watches AEW. What part of that don't you understand? The only people that were comparing this segment to the CM Punk segment were the AEW Shield version marks. That's it. That audience didn't know what the fuck Edge was talking about. I hear no, oh, ooh. I hear shit. It was silent. Nobody know what the fuck he was talking about. Nobody cares about what CM Punk is doing. Nobody cares about what AEW is doing in that audience. WWE casuals don't know what the fuck AEW is. They don't know. That was a burial towards AEW, man. Not towards Edge, but for the crowd, they didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. That's sad. That's hilarious, and it's sad too. Oh, but it was the greatest segment the last 20 years, even though that audience, that wrestling audience, last night didn't know what the fuck Edge was talking about. How sad is that? Nobody knows who CM Punk is. He ain't no draw. So, look, I seen this screenshot on fucking on IG. Somebody showed me this screenshot of this fucking thumbnail saying Miz is a less MJF. Like, huh? Nigga, The Miz was wrestling when MJF was in elementary school, you fucking idiots. Who the fuck is MJF? Nobody knows who he is. Hence why Punk called him a less famous Miz. Nobody knows who the fuck he is. How is a legend, a future Hall of Famer, a lesser version of MJF? Who the fuck is MJF? He has had a 2-year TV career. 2 years. He's been on TV for 2 fucking years, people. See, this is why I hate UK wrestling channels. If you watch those channels, you are a virgin. Because their hosts, they give off virgin vibes. Like, they don't get no women. That's all I'm saying. If you watch any UK wrestling channels, you are a fucking virgin. That's all I'm saying. I swear, man. It's only a war in the AEW Shield's eyes. Dude, the only people that keep comparing AEW to the WWE every week, every twist and turn are the AEW Shields, man. The cult following idiot Shields, man. The WWE can't do no segments without being linked in with AEW. And this promo with The Miz and Edge proves that. Why are you comparing both promos, man? Why? Edge and The Miz, that was a PG promo. So they can't go past the fucking third wall, man. They can't. They have to tread lightly, man. This is the PG era. They have to talk within the guidelines. They can't cut each other deeply like on fucking Dynamite. Dude, MJF would suck in the WWE. What part of that don't you understand? He can't cut a promo in a PG format. I never heard it. Send me a promo where he's cutting a PG level promo. He can't cut a PG level promo. He just can't. So you are overhyping MJF in your small little niche bubble. Yes, he's only good in the company that he's in because they allowed him to say anything he wants. The Miz can't say anything he wants. He can't. He has guidelines. He has restrictions. And yet, he cuts better promos than fucking MJF in a PG format. So just imagine if The Miz was allowed to cut a promo on TV 14 television. Do you remember the promo he cut on Enzo? He buried the great Enzo on the microphone. So just imagine what The Miz would do to MJF. Last time I checked, Enzo would eat MJF alive on the microphone, and yet The Miz buried his ass. So I think, please, respect The Miz, please, and respect Edge. The Edge is a better talker than CM Punk. Hands down. Edge gives you feeling, he gives you realism, he gives you emotion. And it's funny how Edge took a shot at CM Punk because I was the first YouTube channel that compared Edge and CM Punk when it comes to their current runs. That's funny. But the point I'm trying to make is, dude, a PG promo will always be better than a TV 14 promo. It's just like being a rapper. I'm gonna say it again. If you can't cut a freestyle without cursing, you suck. Bottom line, stop using excuses. Oh, he's scripted. Oh man, if they were scripted, they would cut better promos. No, dog, you suck. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he said himself, he was scripted. The Rock, he was scripted. He said it. Bruce Pritchard said The Rock was scripted. Austin was scripted. Vince Russo said that. Those guys were scripted. Everybody was under a script. It's just they had more freedom to add more shit into that script. So cut the bullshit out with this they are unscripted. No, nobody was unscripted during the Attitude Era. Nobody was. Everything had to be run past Vince. Nobody was unscripted, homie. But point I'm trying to make is that might have been the most overrated promo. MJF versus CM Punk. The Miz and Edge was way better because Edge didn't bury The Miz. All he was doing was just talking facts. The Miz was talking facts. He was shedding light on what Edge has been doing. Getting injured, coming back, taking a break, then coming back. Nobody talks about that, but Miz brought that to our attention. See, your ass gotta be smart to actually pick that up. And what Edge said about The Miz, that was facts. It seems like The Miz cares about being on TV, doing shows more so than actually wrestling. That was facts. That was real. The Miz cares about being a big time celebrity host more so than being a wrestler. That was facts. That was an educated intellectual back and forth promo. Fucking Max and CM Punk, dude, that promo was the definition of I want my comment to top your comment. I'm going to say something to pop the audience. I'm going to say shit for shock value. Dude, it was a making fun of each other's contest, man. That's what it was. Who can say the worst things about each other? That's a promo to you? No, that promo had no emotion. It was cheap shots on each other. That's not a promo. That's not The Rock and Stone Cold were not having those kind of promos. The Miz and Edge were having a conversation. Max and fucking Punk, that was not a conversation. They were just making fun of each other, and y'all think that's a promo? Nigga, my God, all MJF did was just watch anti-CM Punk videos on YouTube and watch hate tweets about CM Punk. That's all he did. What did he say that was new that nobody else says about CM Punk? Dude, do you know how easy it is to cut a promo on CM Punk? Let me give you an example. Let's just say I was on the AEW roster, right? And then I was booked for a feud with CM Punk, right? Let's just use me as an example. All right, so CM Punk's talking, and I come out. Then I walk into the ring, and I say, "Hey, Phil Punk, I bet you're wondering why am I out here, right? I bet you're wondering how come Walt Clyde doesn't like you." Dude, it's quite simple, right? Way back in 2010, right? I was a huge wrestling fan of the last company that you was in. I was a lifelong fan. But once you, of all people, became more featured, you was a headliner all of a sudden. Guess what? Fun fact, I stopped watching. Because the fact of the matter is, you look like crap. You don't look like a wrestler. You give people false hope that they could be wrestlers, but in reality, you don't look like an athlete. You look like crap. All you are known for is a guy that says he's the best in the world and you got a great work rate. But when it came to the Summer of Punk, yeah, that was a totally different story. You wasn't drawing anything. In fact, you was driving away viewers, and I was one of them. See, in my eyes, there's CM Punk. My bad, Phil Punk. The reason you drove me away is because, to me, you are a selfish, entitled prick. You are kind of a balance between a prick and narcissistic. And here's why, Phil Punk. You say you were about the young guys, right? You came back to wrestling for the young guys for some reason. Okay. Then can you explain why you had a problem with a backstage agent telling you to make the young Roman Reigns look strong? How come you had a problem with that? Is it because you was jealous? Is it because you know Vince liked him more than you? See, you are a jealous asshole. Yes, I said ass. You are a jealous asshole. You are all about yourself. Since you came to this company, you have been all about yourself. You are fake. You are not about the young guys. You beat Hobbs. You beat Powerhouse Hobbs, a promising young athlete. Where has he been at since? Oh yes, he lost to Orange Cassidy. So what young guys have you made look better? You haven't elevated nobody in this company. Nobody wants you here. Look, you are one of the biggest crybabies of all time. You are so entitled. Listen, here's a fun fact. I bet you are wondering, hey, when am I going to get to your UFC career? You know what? I felt like that was too easy. You know, that's a cheap pop. You know, that's too easy. And here's why. I had no problem with your failed UFC career. Because look, hey, I'll give you this. You are great at taking punches to the face. You know what? I'll give you that. You are great at taking a pounding to the face, even though you can't throw a punch to save your life. Now, let's get back to why you actually came back to professional wrestling. Why? Why did you come back to professional wrestling? I thought you hated it here. You see, you left because Daddy Vince didn't like you anymore. He was trying to push the Shield, who you was jealous of. Oh, am I lying? Oh, I mean, didn't you say that on the failed Colt Cabana podcast? How you said the Shield was the most overly pushed faction, the most overly pushed wrestler since Bobby Lashley, huh? See, you are very condescending, because in reality, you kind of dissed Bobby Lashley on that podcast by saying that, right? So, look, you wish you was John Cena. See, here's why you wish you was John Cena. I think it's an insult to actually say you are his number 2. You are his number 10. You was never on his level. Hence the Summer CM Punk that everybody keeps reminding me how you sold so much merch. Look, let me tell you a fun fact about that little merch sale lie, right? The only reason you were selling merch is because John Cena took a step back to make you look good, to make you feel important for the first time in your pathetic life. And then once Vince realized you can't draw nothing that flies, he said, you know what, John? I need you to come back and be my top guy again, because this guy don't have it. Hey, I'm nice to him. I gave him a long reign. He failed at it. It's time for you to come back, John, and bring Sheamus with you. That's all. And you've been jealous of John Cena ever since. It's like you are trying to be him. You wish you was him. Hence why you keep hopping into these D-list movies that nobody watches. You keep showing up to these D-list movies that we can only watch in Canada. These made-for-TV movies. You keep thinking that you are on John Cena's level, but even after retirement, you still not on his level. Nobody wants to watch you on TV shows, dude. Your little whack-ass TV show Heels, nobody cares about that crappy show. Oh, but guess what? There's a guy by the name of John Cena that's about to have his own TV show, right? Which will be better than yours. So in reality, dude, you've been a failure since leaving your last company that you hate. You failed at everything. You failed at fighting. You failed at being a TV host. You were a failed actor. You was a failed draw as a world champion in your last company. You drove away viewers. And let's just be honest. The only reason you came back is for the money. You don't care about the fans. You don't care about them. Your fans wanted you to come back years ago. And now all of a sudden you want to come back, right? Because you are irrelevant. You are struggling for relevancy. That's why you finally picked up the phone from Daddy Khan. You finally picked it up. Oh my God, it's a miracle. All of a sudden, he wants to come back and wrestle the young guys, even though he's been undefeated since he came back. So what are you doing for the young guys? Listen, look here, man. You ain't Hulk Hogan. You are not Hulk Hogan. Nobody gets a rub from you. Who is you? You get no rub from nobody, man. And you love wrestling, right? You love professional wrestling, even though your fans been begging you on their hands and knees, crying on national TV for you to come back. And you ignored them like a selfish prick that you are. Now, say what you want about Goldberg, but check this out. The past 7 years, Goldberg has had more wrestling matches than you. So, out of you and Goldberg, who really loves wrestling more? That's very interesting. So once again, why are you back? Oh, right, it's because you might be struggling for money. You might be struggling for money now, huh? You need money. That's why you're back, Phil. Punk, you need money. And the only sucker that was willing to give you what you asked for was Mark Tony Khan. He's the only guy that wanted to sign you. Nobody was picking up your phone to call you. Vince don't want you anymore, so you can say anything you want about him. He don't want you anymore. You are erased from his history. Every world champion he has, he wants them to break your long day record when it comes to being a world champion. He wanted Brock to break it. He wants Roman to break it. He wanted AJ Styles to break your record. Because you was a failed experiment and Vince regrets it. Because you were an ungrateful prick. Look at you. You look like a Starbucks cashier. And yeah, Vince gave you a monster push. Be grateful. And based on our current TV viewers, nobody wants to watch you, so which means you was never a draw in the first place. That's all I'm saying. So that's why, Mr. Phil Punk, I don't like you. You was never that guy. You are one of the most overrated wrestlers I've ever seen in my whole entire life. You are all about professional wrestling, but let's be honest. Your matches are so sloppy. You're slow. You are unathletic. I still can't believe you wanted to be a fighter. Oh yeah. That's why you're back in wrestling. Because you want to get your badass card back. People realize you are a phony and you can't fight. You got beat by 2 UFC scrubs, which kind of exposed you as a fake fighter. So now you want to come back to wrestling and beat a whole bunch of young guys who are trying to pick a name for themselves. To me, you are a pathetic guy. You are a pathetic gray beard guy who these idiot fans are just brainwashed. So yes, chant CM Punk all you want. Because to me, he's a failure. He's a liar and he's a failure. Go ahead, chant his name. Because you know I'm right. And you are in denial. You are nothing more than a cosplay wannabe John Cena who you wish you was John Cena. You are a failed actor, a failed fighter, a failed TV host, and a low-key failed wrestler. Let's just be real. Be grateful that Vince even saw anything in you, dog. Be grateful for that. Because these numbers that we are drawing on Wednesdays, man, what are you doing for our product? Nobody wants you here, man. The locker room don't want you here. Who wants you here? Oh, yes, the Mark Tony Khan wants you here because he thinks you are still some kind of draw. Well, our Rampage number says otherwise. The other company's minor league show is beating you on Fridays because your face is on that show every week. Nobody will see you, man. That's all I'm saying, man. How about I say, what do you got to say about me now? What? Was I wrong? And you see, look, now I'm done now. You see, that was an easy promo I just cut on CM Punk. That was an easy promo I cut on CM Punk. You know how easy to cut a promo on that dude? But you are sucking the dick of MJF. Bruh, I just cut a promo on CM Punk. Right off the top of my head with no rehearsal. It's easy to talk about this guy. It's not rocket science. Look at him. So, look, the point of the matter is, Edge and Miz had a better promo. The Miz is a better promo than both CM Punk and Max. Edge is better than all 3 of them. Let's just be real. But the fact of the matter is, a PG promo will always be better than a TV 14 promo. That's all I'm saying. Look, I am objective. I'm not denying the fact that CM Punk is a great talker. He's a great talker. He can talk his ass off. I mean, he is a below average wrestler. but he can talk his ass off. And Max. But, dude, we will forget about this promo next week. So just calm down the expectations. It was a good promo with Max and CM Punk. It was good. Wasn't great. It was I've heard better. But point on the matter is, dude, just calm down on these promos, man. Max cuts promos every week. Like, who cares, man? But the fact of the matter is, Miz, Edge cut a better promo on Raw because they were having a conversation and not some pissy fight on who could say the worst to who to fucking pop the audience. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm done.